Hi Taurus, and welcome to your January 2020 general reading. So I'm doing these readings as a sort of happy Christmas, and I'm wishing you all a very prosperous new year. Not quite sure how regular my readings are going to be yet. Still in this huge process, Taurus, so I'm doing the best I can. But I thought I'd do some Christmas readings for everyone. So let me pull one card before I shuffle the rest of the deck. You get the mending card. So obviously mending is about reconciliation in relationships. So maybe there's been some sort of fracture. Well, obviously there's been some sort of fracture, Taurus, in a personal relationship, in your own self. Mending is the need to attend to something. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to shuffle this deck first, as usual. I'll probably use my other deck as a clarifier if I need to. We'll see. The readings are half and half. There's a few people getting very complex readings, and there's a couple of people that it's as straightforward as anything. Let's find out what yours is. So you're my first reading of the day, so I need to spend a bit longer on my cards when it's the first reading, because you want them really cleansed, Taurus, in order to pick up your energies. Oh, give me a minute. They're very jumpy. Alright, one more cut. When they're very jumpy, I find there might be a specific message coming across, guys. I can't really do much about that. And all my time as a reader, there's only one reading I've not put on YouTube, and it wasn't for you because it was too difficult. So I need to go with what the cards say. So 3 of Cups behind you with the 4 of Pentacles. Let me find out for what you want is a Strength card. This could be about Leo, but it could be Leo is about the heart. It's about a sense of purpose, that North Star. Let me carry on. The gift is the Moon. The challenge is the Knight of Wands. Relationships, you've got the Queen of Swords showing up. So she could be an air sign person. Or it might be about you taking a step back. The Queen of Swords would be a very card about mending, because in her power, she is the truth shall set you free. So it's about trying to be in the truth and bring awareness and light to a situation. Money and work, you've got the Queen of Cups. So you've got a couple of cups, a couple of queens showing up. Soul position, you've got the Death card, so you've got your opposite sign, Scorpio, showing up. And you get the 5 of Cups, the 4 of Cups, and then the 4 of Wands. So that is a very interesting combination of cards. There's a feeling some of you are dealing with some sort of dynamic. Look at the ending here. So 3 cards, the 2 4s came out together. The 4s all represent stability and security. 4 of Wands is about threshold. The 4 of Cups, there's a cup here, but no one's picking it up. It's the sort of card of knowing someone, this is a relationship, knowing there's a lot of interest, but not having the energy to pick it up. And the 5 of Cups came before it. So some of you might be going through some sort of change process. Okay, I think you're going to be one of the complex ones. There's 3 signs, Taurus, and what I've had to do is do 2 readings. The other one's been pretty short because my throat, I can hardly speak. There's something to do, some sort of relationship dynamic here, I think. That's what the mending card is about. But let me find out. Now behind you, 3 of Cups and the 4 of Pentacles. And my first impression when I seen these cards together, because I want you to see the dynamics here. So the Three of Cups is about joy, celebration, time spent with friends. Really, really nice way to be entering into the new decade. But the Four of Pentacles is looking on at the Three of Cups. So the Four of Pentacles can be about holding on to resources. You've got 3-4 showing up, which means the issues of stability and solidity are really, really powerful. And they're always going to be as a Taurus anyhow. But is this someone keeping their feelings close to their chest? Is this you? Is this someone else? And what's happening here is the heart, the energy of the heart's been held back. I actually feel like getting a clarifier card for these two. One card that clarifies these two. Now you get the Three of Cups again. What's clarifying the Four of Pentacles? Yeah. Head and heart, a little bit of an inner struggle. And the inner struggle seems to be about celebrating love, lightness, and a little bit of holding back here. There's always a reason for our behaviour, Taurus, always. I have never worked with someone, especially when we bring the birth chart into it, and when we get down to the basics, there's always a reason why people protect their heart. It might be someone doing this to you or vice versa, not sure. Now what you want is the Strength card. This is about Leo, and the challenge is the Knight of Wands. So what you want and the challenge are the same element, fire. So fire is about forward expression, it's about soul expression, it's about bringing out your sense of special destiny into the world, essentially. That's what all the fire signs represent in different ways, moving forward. So what you want is also the challenge. Which is funny because you should almost have the Eight of Swords here. Like an Eight of Swords is a card quite often about being held back, but you don't, you have the Moon. So tell me more about the gift. So the gift is the Moon card. The Moon card is about, again, there's an issue of security and safety because you've got so many fours showing up. And the Moon card is about being familiar with things. It gives us a sense of being safe. It's also a card about being in the unknown. We're going to be in January. January is very much that time to rest. It's definitely a card about... Tell me more about the Moon as the gift, please. One card to clarify the Moon as the gift. It's the King of Cups. So for some of you, this could be a person, water sign person, Cancer. But for others of you, the gift is actually feeling quite content and secure within your own sense of where you're at in this life. It doesn't really get much better than that, Taurus, when you feel quite... Because the King of Cups, if it's not a person, actually sits on a throne in the middle of the ocean. So he's got this sense of stability and security within his own self, and that's what the Moon as the gift would be, and all these fours. So the gift is really good, feeling quite stable emotionally especially, but the challenge is the moving forward, the dynamic energy of fire, because fire propels us forward. And because the Knight of Wands is the challenge, the Knight of Wands moves forward really, really rapidly, expresses himself, follows his desires. That doesn't seem to be what is going to happen here. Because it's almost your gift is about that self-care, that self-nurture, learning to walk on water, basically. And we walk on water when we're no longer pulled and pushed by other people's dynamics. So why is the Knight of Wands a challenge, please? Oh, it's with the Lovers card. So again, this is either a fire sign person or the feeling that a relationship's not moving forward fast enough, basically. Essentially. And maybe that's what the Queen of Swords is in the relationship house, because she can be quite detached, the Queen of Swords. She has her purpose. And sometimes we need to detach if the dynamics in a relationship are not what we would want them to be. So why is she turning up for Taurus in the relationships? Why is she showing up here? Seven of Cups. So a little bit of confusion about choices and the way forward. The Queen of Swords is about being in the truth. That's what her power is. And essentially the truth does set us free. It's always very, very, can be very nerve-wracking to be in the truth, especially with the Seven of Cups, where everything feels vague and very, very confused. But your strength is the ability to be emotionally very, very self-secure. And that King of Cups sometimes just dips his toe in, so he doesn't throw himself in the water, but he doesn't hold himself back either. But there's a message about communication here. Now what you want is a Strength card. Again, this can be a Leo person. So a Leo person, a fire sign and a water sign showing up. Cancer or Scorpio, more than Pisces though. So what is Strength card about? Because Strength card is about taming the beast, okay? So the beast would be the part of us, that part of us that might lash out, do something silly that self-sabotages everything. So an awful lot. It's also called the Lust card. So it's very, very much about being in control of your passion, as well as a sense of purpose in life. And maybe you're in control of your passion because you feel quite secure within your own sense of self, Taurus. Tell me what the Strength card is about. One card to clarify the Strength card. Why does Taurus want... Yeah, it's with the Six of Wands, which is about success, victory, achievement, going after goals. I cannot help feeling there's some sort of relationship dynamic here though. And the card before the Six of Wands is the Five of Wands. So that's very much keeping yourself closed and head and heart going in separate directions again. So there's a message here, Taurus, because we're all here to balance out our opposite sign. So yours is about balancing out your emotional depths, learning to be in deep waters of the emotions and being calm there. But you're looking for this sense of victory, and I think for a lot of you is a movement in your relationship, some sort of dynamic here. But again, the Queen of Swords is about being objective. So when we're objective, we don't operate on that fight or flight. We're calm. We actually also, the Queen of Swords is also about, you know, when you hold this bird in your hand and you let it go, and if it comes back to you, then you know that's the right bird, because the Queen of Swords is about air. And air is about being in the truth, but also almost letting a person be, and if need be, letting that person find their way back to you, if this is a relationship dynamic. Queen of Cups in your money and work. Oh, with the Ten of Pentacles, beautiful. The Ten of Pentacles is a very, very good money card. Things coming to harvest. A little bit of wealth, richness. If you're looking for a job, this would be the final happy conclusion, because it's a 10. Things completing themselves. And with this Queen of Cups, it looks like there's some potential offer coming your way. Some very, very positive conclusion. And what I realise is the Queen of Cups is also underneath the King of Cups, which is the gift with the moon. So there's definitely potentially a lot of financial stability, the ability to feel safe and secure in this world. And I would say the challenge seems to be definitely around some sort of relationship dynamic. You've got the Death card at the Soul position. Why is the Death card showing up here? One card. Oh, it's with the Ace of Cups. This is the Eye of the Divine, obviously. Sense of destiny. But because the Death card is here, and there seems to be some issue about mending and allowing another person even to find their way back to you, to come forward to you. It might be about letting go, Death card, and allowing this eye, this planetary alignment to shine down on you, which would make sense with the outcome cards, because this is a little bit of a story here. So the first cup could easily, the first card, Five of Cups, is that sense of loss, things not working out. But there's two cups behind him, yeah. And here is the cup that's behind him coming forward and being offered. Again, you're just staring at it, and I think the reason that you're staring at it is because you're having to be the Queen of Swords and be the Death card is a little bit about that power of letting go. And you're not the only one who got this, by the way, funnily enough. And it's almost that very, very, very occult energy. And I call it the magic of letting go. And when we actually let go is when what we wanted comes forward to us, because it's very, very interesting to have these cards right following each other. And the fact that Ace of Cups is shining down on that Death card, there's almost some message for someone here that by letting go, what you want will automatically come to you and find you. Because the outcome is the Four of Wands, which is about stability, security, and you crossing a threshold, celebration. So a very, very beautiful, there's a very interesting relationship dynamic going on here. So what I'm going to do, you're not the only person who got this, and who else got it? You might have to cross-watch. I think Scorpio got it. Maybe Virgo, but the message was actually quite the same, that by letting go of what you're holding on to, that which you want comes automatically to you. And let's look, what's the connecting card with Scorpio and Taurus and their relationship dynamics? Sorry about that, guys. So you get the Ten of Cups. That's rainbow after the storm. But don't forget, that means there's a storm, and there's been a storm, and you get the mending card. So you're approaching them as the Eight of Wands, and they're approaching you as the Two of Pentacles. So the Eight of Wands is quite a dynamic card. Communication, you got the Queen of Swords, okay? That trick with the Eight of Wands, it shows up for quite a lot. I'm going to give you an example of, the classic example I use of the Eight of Wands is if you're looking for a job and you put out loads and loads of messages, and you have to let go of attachment to what comes back to you. So you're communicating. Now, why are they the Two of Pentacles? It looks like they're juggling something. They're the ones for the Eight of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. So maybe feeling trapped by circumstances, feeling stuck. that there's things beyond their control. So what would the mending be then, please? Give Taurus how they would mend this relationship. One card to clarify how they would mend it. Because the Eight of Wands is about communication. But you're meeting someone in the Eight of Swords energy, which is because of circumstances, quite often not being able to pursue things or go forward or be where they want to be. You got the Empress, you got your own card. Because again, the Empress card is about love. And what's the overall message for Taurus in the relationship? So you've got the Four of Wands again. There seems to be another person that, and their struggle is in coming forward here, Taurus. That's what the Knight of Wands is about. And the Knight of Wands is very much a card about desire, but it is a challenge. And the Eight of Swords quite often is about circumstances. So why is the other person... Why? Give me one card to tell me why the other person's having this struggle. Eight of Pentacles. It could be work. It could be financial. It could be too many commitments. The overall picture for Taurus and their relationships. Gosh, guys. I didn't... Okay, the Five of Cups is showing up again, and you did get the Death card. There seems to be some sort of message, Taurus, that you've been asked to be the Empress, which is about love, yeah? There's also a message about communication, but there's also a message that the person is not in... It doesn't have the ability at the moment to meet you. And I've got a funny feeling this might only be for a few people. Do I think this is going to be... And the Three of Swords is here, yeah. Do I think this is something that's going to be long term? Give me a message. Is this something... maybe not, because you get the Fool and the Six of Wands, which is about new pathways, is zero. The Fool carries no karma, because it looks like the person is the one that's bound. And when we're bound to something, it's like we sometimes have attachments that we can't quite break. The Fool card is about freedom to pursue, with the Six of Wands, which is success after strife, head and heart conflicts. Alright, Taurus, not sure quite what to say to you. I think the cards are really quite self-evident that some of you are dealing with a little bit of a tricky dynamic here in your relationships. Do I think the overall result's going to be good? I do. What does the other person need to do? Give me one card for the other person. Alright, they get the Eight of Cups. So the other person either has to go on some sort of inner journey, or there's something they need to walk away from before you get to start your brand new journey. Okay, Taurus, I am really not sure. I'll do all I can to be back when I can, but my energy is really, I can't, yeah, I just, very, very much like the Death card. And because these readings, I've only literally been able to do 2 a day. I've been doing them for about a week. Because I do private readings as well. So, but wanting to say Merry Christmas to you all. And I know some of you are really, really, really reliant on the readings. Okay, Taurus, I think really the message for you is really about hanging in here, especially if your heart is with someone who's not totally able to pursue and be with you at the moment. Always incredibly tough if that's the case. But the Empress as a message, she holds this Venus symbol and very much that Taurus energy. Taurus energy is always about learning about self-worth, self-value, to really be in that power and allow the person to work through this story. And I've been there, Taurus, I do understand. Okay, my lovelies, I'm really wishing you, everyone watching, if I had the power to send any blessings, they'd be right going to you. Okay? Love and light. Much love. Bye.